How's it going, guys? Seth Holocron here from the Dongers of Runeterra. Hope you're doing all very well as I am. I had a very enjoyable birthday, and things are all good in the hood. But enough of the colloquialisms. Let's talk about a brand new deck that's taken America by storm, and this is my version of, well, pretty much just Fiora. So, she has been teamed up with people like Shen, and she has been teamed up to kind of keep her alive through barriers and all that sort of stuff. And then somebody had the amazingly brilliant idea of just running Fiora, which is almost bonkers, completely madness. She's a 3/3 that costs 3 mana. And trying to keep a 3/3 alive, who only goes to a 4/4 when, you know, she actually levels up, is incredibly difficult. So the concept of just running 3 champions is a bit bonkers. But then there's a card called Entreat. And, well, as you can see by the smile, this deck good. This deck is really good. So, there are various iterations. I will go through the cards and other cards that you can put in as well. But the whole basis of this deck is very simple. We are in Demacia and we are in Freljord. And the reason we are in Freljord is because this will keep Fiora alive a lot better than any other region. Like, for instance, you're not going to put Fiora in with Shadow Isles. And let me just show you what this is like. So this is an AI game. And the reason we're in Freljord, and we'll show you the deck at the end, is because of this card. Draw a champion. But we've already drawn a champion. So, to be honest, if you didn't have this card, or you didn't have this card, you would replace everything because you need her, as she's your only unit, and you have 37 spells. Now, because we've got her, I'm going to get rid of this one. We are up against spiders, so I'm going to take heart and stand alone. And let's see what we can do here, because this deck is just amazing. So we're up against the Elise Spiders deck, which is pretty hilarious. And there's a second Fiora, so we are absolutely flying. We are absolutely flying here. So we'll let the 3 go in, because I don't care about the damage. One tiny jot. Not one, as we have take heart and single combats and all that sort of stuff. So we can go mad here. So we can. So we're going to drop our Fiora down. We're going to take the 1. Yep, that's absolutely grandio. Smack. Thank you. There's 1 death. Remember, all you need to do with Fiora is keep her alive. So there's 3 mana. We have 3 spell mana. Let's make this now a 6/5, and we'll take out the 1/1 next. And we'll have 4 more mana, so we can then give it another 3/3, because we're only ever going to have 1 unit. So as long as he doesn't stun me with anything, we are grand. Yep, that's an awful lot of stuff. That's an awful lot of stuff. So I think I will do this, and we will take out one of the big ones to keep the pressure off us. He's only got the 1 spell mana, so let him get all of this. We're about to level up right now, so we're now going to a 10/6. We will then pull one of the 1/1 spiders in the next go, and watch what we're about to do. I'm about to win. So I posted this deck on a social media in Discords, and they went, "Rally? Why rally?" Well, watch this. Rally? And I didn't even need to do that. I could have just single combated. Let's take any 1/1. We've got Frostbite. Good night. Game over. Round 5. Game over. Thank you very much for playing. That's all kinds of amazing. 5 rounds. You thought Lee Sin was bad? Damn, man, this deck is utterly 100% off the scale bonkers about being good. So let me show you the deck. That's how it plays, and it just does this all the time. So don't think that was like a little thing. I've had decks that struggle against the aggro AI when I'm in testing. So let's go into the deck. So you are going to see my favorite button. 3 units, which are the 3 champions, which are 3 Fioras. 37 spells, no landmarks. Let's go. 3 brittle steels, frostbite an enemy with 3 or less health. That is really cheap to just throw Fiora into because she isn't going to die. Chain Vest, grant an ally tough. We're only running 2 of these because normally we'll be using bigger spells to kind of keep her alive anyway. Elixir of Iron, give an ally +2. Again, really cheap. All of these just are 1 mana. So you can drop any of these. You can get it +2, then you can grant it tough, then you can brittle steel, all on like, that's fantastic. But what happens, Sith, if you don't have Fiora in hand? And as I said in the gameplay video, Entreat is amazing. So you are hard mulliganing everything. All you need is this card, or Fiora. And because she only costs 3, as soon as you get her, you know, even if you get an Entreat, round 3, you can put her out. And if she's got something like a brittle steel or whatever that you've had to mulligan off, whatever you get, you've just seen in the video, it doesn't matter. Fiora is phenomenal in this deck. So, you know, I've seen people kind of play with other little one-droppy things that people have got, you know, give an ally 1/1, you can put Radiant Strike in there. Ranger's Resolve, useless in this because we have no other allies. So there's the 1-drops. And then we have 3 2-drops. 1 is Entreat. 2 is Purified, where you can literally silence a follower. So Hecarim's about to come out, and you go, oh well, he's not a follower. But anything on top of it that does horrible things, you can just silence it altogether. So if you're playing something like, I don't know, Endure, for instance, you remove all its keywords, abilities, ongoing effects, doesn't a type affect its damage or subtype, it just quiets it. And then she can kill it, and that's really, really kind of good. Because Endure is not the biggest unit in the world when it comes down. It needs loads of deaths, so you can just wipe it clean off the board. That's a 2 of, because, you know, you might want to take out something that's been buffed up quite a lot. But again, a 2 of, just like the Chain Vest. Single combat. Demacia, 3 of, absolutely, super cheap, brilliant. They strike each other, brilliant. Kind of do that after you've bumped her up, as you can like do 2 kills in a round, especially if they're like teeny tiny 2/1s or 1/1s or whatever. Perfect. Single combat is 100% the 3 of that we need. And then we get lovely Fiora. I have killed 2 enemies. Cool. She becomes a 4/4, and you kill 2 more, and she survives, and you win. End of story. And as I hope I showed correctly, that's very easy to do in 5 rounds. That's kind of the average of what this deck is doing. And the reason that it is doing that is because if we continue going through the 3 drops, we have got Flash Freeze, which just frostbites any opponent's card whatsoever, even like a big 10-6 horrible kind of thing. There are ways to make Fiora deal at least 6 damage. It is horrendous. Yeah, Flash Freeze is just phenomenal. But why make it hard for yourself? Flash Freeze something with very little health, just so you know you've got something, and off you go. Now, please remember, Fiora can die still, okay? And she can. But it's very hard to kill this Fiora. She is more spelled than, I mean, we're coming up to Halloween. This is like the Hocus Pocus Fiora. So it is. But it has been so-called Mono Fiora because it is literally just her. We have nothing else. This is the biggest spell deck I've ever seen in Runeterra, but she needs all of them because there's a wide myriad of things that can happen, and you've got to then probably react to it. So people get excited and Vile Feast and all this sort of stuff. That, you know, we don't really have an awful lot. Like, to be completely honest, unless we have a second Fiora in hand, we don't even have a barrier, which to me is like bonkers. But we don't need them. We don't need them because it's class. And you don't really want to be getting rid of your Fiora should you have a big unit. But, you know, in saying that, it is +3 and barrier, so then you can take out something like a Thresh and just smash it to pieces, which is real fun indeed. Yeah, so Flash Freeze, phenomenal. And as you saw in that video, people were going and questioning my version of putting in Relentless Pursuit. Well, Rally is a brilliant keyword. It's just fantastic. In the video, I could have just went for a mana cheaper and single combated the 1-1 and killed him off that way. There were umpteen lines in all 5 rounds there that I could do to get it, and I already had Fiora in hand. I also had an Entreat in hand, and I have also played games where it went to like round 7 because I didn't get them until like round either Entreat or the actual champion card herself until like round 4, and then you just go to town with the cards that you've got because you know you've got a hand of about 8 or 9, and you can just take. Oh my lord, you can just go mad. To be completely honest, take heart. Brom's favorite spell. Grant the damaged ally 3/3. So say they put down an Omen Hawk. You haven't got anything really that good, or even if you've kind of used the +2 health thing, which is Elixir of Iron. So you make her into a 3/5. The Omen Hawk hits you. You're now a 3/4. Next card, if you were to pull out Take Heart, yeah, she's now a 6/7. That's yeah. See where we're going with this? This is all kind of good. This is all really kind of good. Freljord is just fantastic at freezing and buffing, which are why Freljord decks throughout the game time of Runeterra have always had huge, monstrously big units, and they can just keep getting bigger and bigger. But yeah, we're running 3 Take Hearts, just like we're running the 3 Flash Freezes and only the 2 Relentless Pursuits. Fury of the North, you know, give an ally 3/4 this round. That's the one that you can take out the champions with. That's the one, you know, you're only killing. So go for the most weak units at all. But if you're up against a dragon or a huge sort of unit that it's coming at you in a big bad way, remember you only need to keep her alive. And that's the name of the game. Keep Fiora alive, because if you don't, you're going to lose. But you shouldn't lose with this, because it's like point and click. I mean, it really is like paint by numbers. Use up your mana, try and keep something behind for another good spell or whatever, which is kind of good. So we have had a lot of fun so far with these cards. Standalone was one of the traditional ways of keeping her alive. You would want Fiora out on her own to turn her into a 6/6, but we have other ways of turning her into a 6/6 anyway, because things are just bonkers. As I said, Take Heart does that anyway. So there's a 6/6. We're running 3 of those. And we're only running 2 standalones because it's a mana more, but it's burst, so you get it instantly. Really good if a big dragon is coming in to smack the life out of you. They're normally coming out round 4, round 5. So you can stand alone, burst, go to 6/6, and then, if you're really lucky, you've got 3 extra and you can freeze the dragon and you kill it. Part and parcel of the think ahead of what would you do if you have pulled in Fiora. I might have a trick. I might get another thing to hit you. The spell, the 3-cost spell that is like, it's like single combat. Yeah, this one, which is also a consideration. Instead, if you think Relentless Pursuit is trash, then I would suggest you put 2 of these in, where an ally and an enemy strike each other, and then ignore the rest. Just ignore the rest altogether. This is a 3-cost single combat. I don't think it's as good as the normal single combat. We don't run dragons. There are dragons out there. The dragon deck's actually sitting quite well in the meta at the minute. People can use this against you, but you know, you can flash freeze and do other sort of stuff to get rid of their attack which is grand. So standalone would have been the thing that made it 3-3, but take card is not a card too. This card will win you the game. Pick an enemy, 2 allies strike it. Well, you're only ever going to have 1 ally. So again, if you've got extra mana, or you didn't want to do anything, or you wanted to save it, or you've got it in hand, for instance, go out, kill something, use your 5 mana, kill something else in that round. If you've just put her down the round before, yeah, you're now a 4-4, which is just utterly fantastic. We're running 3 of these, rapidly becoming my favorite Demacia spell for 5 by a considerable margin. And in a deck where you only need to kill units 4 times, that one is on the list. That is a Ron Sale does exactly what it says on the tin, because people go, oh, I need to pick 2 allies. No, you don't. You can just use Fiora and kill something with less health than your power. Pretty damn decent, as your power doesn't really get down there. Now, be warned, it's a fast spell, so they could, if you're against Freljord, kind of, frostbite you, and that can come back and kill you. I've actually nearly lost because of that. And went, oh, no, we'll not be doing that again. Harsh Winds, the epic Harsh Winds. Burst spell, frostbite 2 enemies. Fantastic if you're getting a little bit low on Nexus health. Hit the one that you can kill, frostbite the other 2, especially if they're going to be doing 4 to 5 damage each. No thanks. No thank you. Yeah, that's a great spell for defense. Also really good on offense if you really want to try and kill something too. So, all in all, a really decent spell. Which leaves us to the last 2. I absolutely love these 2, but they were the ones that I couldn't quite decide whether to put in or not, and then went, yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. So, fully healing ally, and then double its power and health. So I've had like 14 Fioras, which is just ridiculous. I mean, truly and utterly ridiculous. And that's just game over. Drop this card and kill Aurelian Soul, which is just completely ridiculous. I mean, that's what? Even if he's leveled, he's still going to die. So, yes, and he'll try and do all his stuff of bringing people down in their own cousins. You don't care, because then you'll just kill something else coming back out by freezing it or bumping yourself up even more. And the very last one is a 1-drop of Unyielding Spirit. Brilliant card. Brilliant card. But please do yourself a favour. Do this with at least 9 mana so that you can do at least something like the Elixir of Iron in hand, or a Chain Vest, or something that you can add to kind of bump it up, because as this is a fast spell, they can get in over the top of you. So, as long as you get it in, you're grand. Because then you just can't take damage or die, and you just pull everything in and kill with impunity. So this is Sith Holocron's Mono Fiora deck, which I genuinely hope you guys enjoy playing. Look it up on the various Mobalytics and Decks of Runeterra websites. As I say, there are other cards that you can put in there, but essentially it is just Fiora, just Entreat if you don't bring the Fiora, and everything else is spells that keeps her alive. If you want to change it to a different region, that's fine, but Entreat is the only card that I can think of that will draw you a champion that's super cheap, that actually goes on curve. So you won't do anything in 1. If you don't have Fiora, please get an Entreat, and that's your 2, and then drop Fiora on 3, keep her alive, and win in round 6 or 7. That easy. That's easy. Thank you very much for watching. All our the deck code and all our social media links are in the pinned comment on below. So thank you very much for spending 20 minutes listening to an Irishman tell you you only need the 1 card to win. And unbelievably, I'm right. Till the next time, thanks for watching. Dongers out.